Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. We want to present about minimization food cost among students in University Utara Malaysia by using linear programming. My name is Siti Hasha Rushda binti Sa'ad. My metric number 264454 and this my partner Muhammad Nur Firdaus bin Sharif. The metric number is 264646. Introduction. Linear programming is a technique for achievement the optimal results such as highest profit or lowest cost in a mathematical model which a linear criteria. Mathematical programming is a subset of linear programming, also known as mathematical optimization. University Utara Malaysia UUM welcome a total of 4,856 new students who will prepare a total of 41 undergraduate program for the 2019-2020 academic session. Student food is estimated to be around 100 to 300 ringgit Malaysia. This is based on about 10 ringgit to 20 ringgit Malaysia for 3 meals per day. Naturally, if students cook and share the cooking expenses with their friends, it will be cheaper. It's possible to have fast food meal bill for below RM 10 ringgit in Malaysia. Food cost is the ratio of the cost of ingredient, food inventory, and the revenue that the ingredient generate when dishes are sold, which is food sales. Problem statement. College is a critical project involved in unhealthy change in dietary practice among students. Students need healthy food to stay healthy. However, food cost factor also influence food choice among students. Researchers who conduct a study published in a 2009 edition of the Journal of the American Dietitian found that over 25% of college students gain more than 5 pounds over the course of 8 weeks while transitioning to a college lifestyle. However, a lack of calories can lead to fatigue and difficult concentrating at university. The number of calories a college student need is based on gender and weight and activity level. Research question. First, how much students spend for their food in their daily? Second, what is the mathematical model suitable in terms of minimization the food cost among student University Utara Malaysia? Third, what are the constraints regarding the food cost among students? Fourth, what are the optimal options that would minimize the food cost among students? Research objective. First, to minimize food cost among students in University Utara Malaysia. Second, to determine the variable for the mathematical model of food cost. Third, to find out how much students are spend their money on their daily meals. Last but not least, to determine the more optimal option that would minimize the food cost among students. Scope of the research. In our research scope, we need to determine the minimum and maximum cost of food spent by students at the university on a daily basis. Then, for there, we will determine how to minimize food costs among students University Utara Malaysia. Mathematical approach. First one, problem definition, which is we must identify the problem and review of literature. First two, data collection. We collect the data through primary data. First three, formulate mathematical model, which is formulate linear programming model regarding the variables. First four, data analysis, which is we using Microsoft Excel solver to solve the data analysis. First five, result and discussion. Interpret the result and the result of the research are discussed and conclude. Software used in this study, optimization linear programming approach is used to obtain the minimum food cost among study. The Microsoft Excel software will be used in this study to analyze the data we gather from the Google website. Mathematical model technique we use to analyze the data is linear programming. A linear programming model will be present in Model Excel. In Microsoft Excel to find the optimal solution that will minimize the food cost among students. Excel solver will be using the solver, the model, and obtain the optimal solution for this study. Yes, all for me. We will next to my partner. Thank you.
Now I present about the data collection process, the assumption of linear programming model. The data collected are through secondary data which are collected in Google website and interviewing a few students in UAM. The aim of this study is to investigate the minimized cost of each food that will students take on their daily routine. Those are the data collected with including the cost of food that provided by a few cafe in UAM that we take, which including plain rice, fried chicken, fried rice, fried egg, beef fried rice, fried noodle, pattaya fried rice, tom yum soup, and nasi lemak, where the resource is knowing the cost of food, including the nutrition of each food with protein, carbohydrate, vitamin, calcium, fat, and calories. The nutrition of protein, carbohydrate, and fat calculated based on the gram, whereas the calories, vitamin, and calcium is calculated by using milligram. This table shows the type of menu, 8 types of menu, and the 8 type of decision variable and each cost of this menu. Okay, these are the model formulation. Linear programming is formed in Microsoft Excel. As we can see, the first table is about the decision variable. The second table is about constraints. They have 6 variables which are protein, carbohydrate, fat, calories, vitamin C, and calcium. Okay, next is solver parameter. As we can see, by using this solver parameter, we can find the optimal solution for the model. Our main objective is minimize the cost. Okay, this for the sensitivity report. As you can see, on the left side table is variable cells and the right side table is constraint. We have 8 solutions with a final value, and this value, the final value, has 2 solutions that have highest than 1, and which are solution for x3 and solution for x8. For the constraints, they have 4 that have a large multiplier, which are protein, carbohydrate, fat, and calories. And for vitamins C and calcium have the Lagrange multiplier. For vitamin C is 0.69 and calcium is 0.02. Okay, now for the result presentation and discussion. As you can see, for the decision variable, we have 8 decision variable, and after we solve using the Microsoft Excel, we got that all of the decision variable have a value, but for x3 and x8 have the value more than 1, which x3 is 7 and x8 is 20, and the total cost for this RM 111. For the constraints, for the variable, we have a 6, which are protein, carbohydrate, fat, calories, vitamin C, and calcium. And the left hand side is all the value of left hand side have satisfied of this minimum nutrition. For the conclusion and recommendation, the objective of this study were achieved. Linear programming is the suitable method used to minimize the food cost among students, and the optimal solution is solved by using Microsoft Excel solver. Okay, for the conclusion and recommendation, the potential alternative is all the type of food which are plain rice, fried chicken, fried rice, beef fried rice, fried noodle, pattaya fried rice, tom yum soup, and nasi lemak. And the number of amount intake is for the x1 is 1, for x2 is 1, x3 is 7, x4 is 1, x5 is 1, x6 1, x7 1, and lastly x8 is 20. And the cost of each type of menu is 1 ringgit, 2 ringgit 50 cent, 4 ringgit, 6 ringgit, 4 ringgit, 5 ringgit, 4 ringgit, and 3 ringgit. And the total of all the type of food is for the plain rice is 1, for the fried chicken 2 ringgit 50 cent. The total cost of fried rice is 28 ringgit. For the beef fried rice is 6 ringgit, fried noodle is 4 ringgit, pattaya fried rice is 5 ringgit, tom yum soup is 4 ringgit, and lastly the cost for nasi lemak is 60 ringgit, and all the total cost of this type of food is 111 ringgit. That's all from us. Thank you.